Hi guys, this is Gnimsh and welcome to Cardfight Online. So this is a new game, it's in beta right now, and it's a new virtual card game. It's new as a virtual card game, but the game is actually, well, quite old, let's say. It's actually on the market for some time. So this is a game I played physically. I played Cardfight before, Cardfight Vanguard, and it was a really good game. It's still a really good game. It's simple, it's fun, it's really dynamic, with great dragons, monsters, and really cool art style. So if you missed Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you're looking for a Japanese card game, that's the game for you. But let's see how the beta works, because this is the first test. Like, I was lucky to get an invite to the beta, and I want to try it out. I want to see how it works. There's also an anime based on the card game, or rather, there was an anime and a card game being released in tandem. So this is the first build, I believe, like the first build I got access to. That the closed beta will be live for a couple more days, and I'm super happy because it's going through Steam. So it's great that it's not like a different client you have to download somewhere. It's through Steam. Everything is it's perfect. So this is my first time I'm playing this Cardfight Online, and I believe we'll have some tutorials and stuff, and the game will be not using all the sets from the live version. Okay, so tutorial: prepare for Cardfight, reward trial deck volume 2, Divine Swordsman of the Shiny Star. Let's get tutorial 1 start. I want to go for the tutorial to see what's up. And I was really thinking we are going to see all the sets from the physical card game. Welcome, this is Cardfight Online, a game where you will become the one to lead your comrades as the vanguard and fight against other players online. So I know how to play the game already, but I will quickly, I will just click through it and tell you guys more about it while we play. Before we commence your fight in the world of Cardfight Online, allow me to walk you through the game. Okay, so here you can see what's up. If you don't need the tutorial, please click skip tutorial. I will go through it, even though, like, let's see if there are any differences to what I remember. Let's continue the tutorial. Sure, the Vanguard is your avatar who will lead your comrades to victory. So basically, your Vanguard is here. This is the V, and this is my part of the board. This is the opponent's part of the board, and we fight here. Basically, you can have you have 6 places for the monsters, and the monster in the middle front is your Vanguard, is your main monster. All right. Ultimately, when the damage dealt to your opponent, Vanguard reaches 6 first, you win. So the thing is, like, when you are able to deal damage to Vanguard, you will deal damage to your opponent, which means they have to put one card from the top and put it in the damage zone, like here, right, from the top to the damage zone. And when there is 6 cards here, you lose. So you want to put 6 cards in your opponent's damage zone. Let's move on to the steps of Cardfight. In the tutorial, let's cover the preparation steps and how to begin the card fight. First, select your starting Vanguard. Alright, so this is basically cards from my deck, I believe. And as a Vanguard, you can only select a card which is 0 rank, 0 grade. And those cards do not have card text. They are blanks. They have 5,000 power, 10,000 shields, grade 0, and they have a critical hit box that I will explain later. So what can I do here? Okay, I can go through my cards, so I cannot scroll. I select a card, but let's go. As your first Vanguard, you select any grade card. Yeah, sure. However, the cards with the ability of Forerunner is most commanded. So there's a Forerunner ability, which means whenever I replace this card, it can actually escape to a different lane. When this unit, the same clan rides this unit, you may call this unit to R, which is the rear guard spot. Alright, I will explain that later as well. I think that's actually, like, they are suggesting the good play here. Just for this tutorial, please select the Gunner Gear Draco Kid. Okay, where's my Draco Kid then? So we have some rabbits here, which I don't want to play. Some other zero grades. This is the Draco Kit, but not the one I was looking for. And now we have 3 grades. Oh, I can actually walk through my, like, see my whole deck. As you can see, the cards that are grades 2 and 3 were grayed out, so I cannot select them, which is pretty cool. Let's get the Draco Kid. He's here. So this is the look here. Okay, well, let's take it. Would you like to select this card? Yes. So this is our Vanguard. And now you put it face down because your opponent normally when you start does not know what class or let's say clan you're playing. Your clans in this game. The first Vanguard will be placed face down at Vanguard circle. Yep. A circle is the role Vanguard. Yes, I know. Vanguard circles where your avatar Vanguard will be placed. Yeah. And the rest of the 5 circles are known as rearguard circles. You have the R's in the middles of them. And this is the front row, this is the back row. Sure, your comrades will be placed on these circles later. Now, once your starting Vanguard has been selected, you and your opponent will decide who goes first. So we shuffle, and we show a card from our deck. The guy with the biggest grade, I guess, starts. Blue and red will first play first. Sure, okay. You got blue. You will be the first player. Alright, so it was a blue and a red card. Like in the physical game, we actually were showing the grade. So whoever gets the biggest grade starts, and the grades are from 0 to 3. So I will be going first. I'm Gnimsh, I'm here, perfect, and he is here. This is damage zone, hand, deck, drop zone, which is basically graveyard. Okay, cool. When you're the first player, you will be able to ride the higher grades faster. However, this is a restriction that you may not attack on the first turn. Makes sense, in most of the games, you cannot attack on the first turn. Here, there's like no summoning sickness like in Hearthstone or other games. You basically, when you play a card, you can attack with it. Except the first turn for the first player. Next, you and your opponent each draw 5 cards from the deck. This is my deck, let's draw 5 cards. Yes, let's draw first card. Okay, so this is my... Oh my god, this is terrible. So we got 4 0 grade cards, and as a start, basically as in Vanguard, what you do, you start with 0 grade Vanguard. A creature, and then you want to, like, first turn you want to have a 1 grade guy and ride the 0 with the 1 grade, and then upgrade it to 2 and upgrade to 3. It's like first turn upgrade to 1, second turn upgrade to 2, third turn upgrade to 3. And with 0 grade guys, because they have those special boxes, like all the boxes guys, they should be inside the deck. So it's most ideal if you have the grade 1 cards, grade 2 cards, grade 3 cards in your first draw, which I absolutely agree. Yes, it's very unfortunate. Oh, so this is a setup hand. So they are teaching me that. They're telling me that, hey, this is a really bad hand. You better mulligan it. Without Fred, you may return unwanted cards back to your deck and draw once. Sure. Let's keep grade 2's Smoke Gear Dragon, which has a really nice art. They overall, they have really nice art. I love the art style in Cardfight Vanguard. And this is, because there are so many clans, like there are dragons, vampires, fairies, angels, like the game design-wise, the game looks really nice. And like, there's no clutter on the card as well. It's super simple. Like, this is power 5,000, this is shields 10,000, this is the grade, and this is basically the trigger box. And the cards... Some cards do not have the crit box. They have less shields, more power, super easy. Okay, so I will keep it, yep. Let's mulligan all of those cards. You can mulligan all 5 if you want to, and you will draw back the same number of cards. And it's important that the first player also draws a card. Like in Hearthstone, you do not, do you? Do you have like free starting hand? Okay, I guess you do. But in Magic and in Warcraft, you were not drawing a card. So, okay, mulligan those 4. Sure, shuffling, nice, that's a shuffling all the time. And we got a reasonable hand, let's say. We got the one drop, like 1 grade card, which is the most important one, because you cannot ride on a card if it's not like... So I have 0 grade Vanguard, I cannot ride it with a 2 grade dude. I need to have 1 to 3. So if I have 1 to 3, this means like I have an okay hand that will enable me to play cards instead of sitting on something I cannot play. Now we have grade 1 to 3 cards. This is a very good start. Yes, I agree. We are ready to begin. Let's do it. Before we start a Vanguard fight, there's a very exciting way to start a fight. Flip over the first Vanguard that is facing down and shout. Oh man. Stand up, Vanguard. So this is what they do in anime, and this is what we kind of did in the card game as well. Basically, because your opponent doesn't know what the card is, you just flip it over and say "Stand up, Vanguard," and you shout the name of the card, which is kind of like you can geek out on that. Next step will be to fight. However, we will stop here for now. Sure. The trial deck for you as a prize. Please accept this gift. Okay, so this was basically the very beginning of what is what on the board. Like, they haven't explained exactly why you need the grades and what are the grades. Like, they explained basically that we have the Vanguard in the middle and the rear guards. And I got deck, which is Vanguard G trial deck, Divine Swordsman of the Shiny Star. Okay, tutorial 2, progression of the game except battle phases. Let's see, reward trial deck for all free. So I'm getting another trial deck, which means that after the end of the tutorial, I will be able to play with the trial decks, which is pretty cool. Like, you're not stuck with one deck, you will be able to try things out. Especially because Vanguard has different mechanics based on the clan. So different clans, they do different things. Like, for example, obviously, like, attacking and stuff is important, but some decks actually use the damage to launch special abilities. Some want to stack a lot of cards like behind the Vanguard. So we'll see, we'll see. Once your Vanguard stands, the fiercest fight with your opponent begins. Sure. The fight consists of offense and defense. Once the turn is finished, your opponent's turn begins. Vanguard stands, and after a few turns, it is now your turn. Basically, stands means ready. It's like in Hearthstone, it's not exhausted, or like, oh, in Hearthstone, how do we even say it in Hearthstone? Like in Hearthstone, you do not exhaust cards and ready and stand. Like you just attack, and that's basically it. So that in Hearthstone, there's green or not green. So green would be that the card is ready. It stands, and then you exhaust the card, so it's not green anymore. Okay. One turn consists of 6 different phases. First phase is called the stun phase. So basically it's like ready. So in Hearthstone it's automatic, so everything gets green if it can attack. And it's a ready step. Then of your rested turn, sideway cards will stand face upright. Yeah, so you basically ready all the cards you had on board. Stun phase. Everything stood up. And oh, nice. So they show the damage, like, because I'll have to zoom in the card to see or just remember how much power the cards have. With this, I can remember how much damage it has. And this is also important. This is critical hit, and when so it means crit 1. Basically, when I hit the Vanguard and my attack goes through, I will be able to deal 1 damage. And sometimes you have crit 2, crit 3, so you deal more damage. And I remind you, 6 damage is lethal. When your unit is rested, it cannot attack. In the phase, you may enable it to attack with standing, sure. Once your stunned phase is done, the draw phase. So you draw 1 card. Yes. Okay, we got 1 card. The first step is right phase. So basically, you first ready the cards, then you draw the card, and then you can upgrade your Vanguard. It is called the right phase. So it's because like Vanguard is kind of like your avatar, and it's you in a sense. You upgrade yourself, and this is grade 1. It's also being shown here, so I can ride with my grade 2. How does it? So I just click it, or do I just drag it? Grade 1 go up. Okay, so now they actually explain the grades, which is really good. So they missed it in the first part of the tutorial because they just wanted to focus on how the board looks like and what is the Vanguard, circle, and rear guard. That's pretty cool. I like it. However, grade I cannot skip to grade 3. Grade 1 cannot go down grade 0 either. So this is what I explained earlier. This is the grade, and you only can put 1 on 0 and 2 on 1, etc. You can put 2 on 2 during the game. I don't know if they will explain that, but let's continue. Grade 1 may ride to grade 1. Yeah, sure. Okay, did they explain it? Perfect. That's really important as well. Sometimes you just want to like have a different Vanguard and don't want to get stuck on one. Like sometimes, for example, you were forced to ride a grade 1 Vanguard that only had 6,000 attack, and you want to upgrade to 8,000. 8,000 is really decent for one. The result of the fight may depend on how fast you are able to ride up the grade 3. It's recommended to ride on your every turn. Yep, well, not every turn actually. Like it's every turn till 3, and then when you have grade 3 Vanguard, you don't really have to put like other 3s on it. But yeah, like it's absolutely recommended to ride from 0 to 3. Now select a grade 2 card from your hand and ride it. Yep, let's do it. Let's do it. So this is okay, that's a nice zoom. Yeah, look at this art. It's really nice. They have this funky creations with like machine and dragons and fire dragons, lightning dragons, different dragons, and some cute stuff as well. So Lucky Pot Draco Kid. So I'm getting some kind of a dragon deck here. All right, so do I drag or do I just click? I sure want to ride this card. Yes. Okay, so no dragging, just clicking. It's pretty smooth anyway. Good job. Your Vanguard's grades went from 1 to 2. So this is my Vanguard now. The guy who was behind him or like below him is still there, and it creates a soul. It's kind of like I have a certain amount of cards beneath my Vanguard, and it's called a soul, And and some cards will use the cards in the soul for some abilities. Like there's a clan that swaps the cards in the soul with the cards on board, or there's a clan who burns the cards in the soul and discards them to get some access to special abilities. So like there's a couple of resources in this game, like soul, damage that you take, you can use this resource, and obviously cards. So a lot of cool stuff here. No mana, it's just no mana basically. So it's also nice that it's a bit different. Power up your Vanguard by riding like this. Yeah. Yeah, we did that. Okay, next main phase. You have 3 things you may do during this main phase. First is call, which so you can call a friend. No, just kidding. So basically, you call is like play a minion from your hand. You may call your comrades called rear guards. Yeah. There is a restriction though. You cannot play, like my Vanguard is grade 2, so I cannot play free. They will probably tell us that. Rear guards you may call must be equal to lower grades than your Vanguard, yes. For this tutorial, left click and select Lucky Pot Draco Kid and call it to the lower left rear guard circle. Okay, so I cannot play this because it's grade 3 as you can see, and my Vanguard is grade 2, so I cannot play something better than my Vanguard on board. But I can play my my pleb minion, let's say, like my cute Draco Kid, on any of the rear guard circles. But it's better to play it behind because he will be able to boost the attack of the guys in the front. So for now, I don't know why we are playing this at the moment. Let's see. Let's read his ability. It's like the ability is activate when it's on rear guard circle. There is an R. Put this unit into your soul. Choose up to one of your Gear Chronicle, and it gets plus 3000 until end of turn. So Gear Chronicle is Green Chronicle. Okay, so Gear Chronicle is my clan. So we are the Green Chronicle clan and Gear Dragon. So that's actually cool. Like I haven't this clan was not available when I was playing. So basically they are adding, like as I mentioned, there are dragons, fire dragons, paladins, humans, and like vampires, circus, a lot of angels. There's a lot of cool clans. And this clan we are playing at the moment in the tutorial is the Gear Chronicle, which is basically mecha dragons kind of thing. Okay, let's play it. We have it on the rear guard. You have called the rear guard. If you have more cards, you can call. You may call as many times as you want. Is move. The rear guard only decides of you can move it back and forth. Let's try moving Lucky Pot Rocket. So basically, like you can call creatures. You can place creatures on rear guard circles, and you can also move them from like here. You cannot make this move. Like this move is impossible to make. You can only move them from the back to the front. And this guy is basically stuck because you cannot move and replace your Vanguard. Your Vanguard can never die. It's always there. Okay, so let's move. I'm clicking on my dude. I'm clicking the move. Perfect. Move may be done multiple times. Yeah, so basically, like, what you can do is, like, you can move them as much as possible. Like, it's not like, oh, I moved. Oh, man, like, I didn't want to move my creature. Actually, it's better to move it back. So, yeah, it's like you can basically move it back if you want. Activated ability. Left click on Lucky Pot to see the abilities. Okay, we've seen it before, so I kind of explained it. Oh, it is perfect. So I can click it. So instead of trying to read it here, if you can't see it well, you can always read it here, which is really nice. And it's activated ability. Put this unit into your soul. Choose up to one of your Gear Chronicle, and get it plus 3000 until the end of turn. So basically, I can. What it means. Do I just click it? Okay. Maybe use multiple times during the main phase, as long as you can pay the cost. So the cost here is put this unit into your soul, so it will kind of disappear from the board. Like soul. Remember, soul is beneath my Vanguard. Okay, so they explain basically what is a rear guard, what is a Vanguard. So some cards, they have like only when they are in the Vanguard circle, they can do stuff, and when they are in the rear guard circle, they can do stuff, and they have different abilities. Depends on what's the position on board. Place in the soul, yeah, by paying the required cost, you may activate this ability. Let's use the activated blah, 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 blah. Act. Okay, so as you can see, it moved beneath the Vanguard. It disappeared from the board. And now please select up to one of your Gear Chronicles. So I have one on board, I'm selecting it. It was my Vanguard. So select it and gets plus 3000 attack, so it has 13,000 at the moment. Is activated, the power of the Smoke Gear Dragon has increased. Yes. Using the ability like this will be advantageous during the fight. I agree. Maybe not right now. I would kind of not do this move, but for the tutorial purpose, it's okay. Like, it's probably better to have a dude on board instead of like one time plus 3,000. But yeah, collect the cards to be awesome. And now battle phase. The 5th step is battle phase. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, next tutorial. Sure. So, I guess I'm getting a starter deck. Tutorial ends before you learn battle phase. Sure. Deck your prize. Please accept the gift. Yeah, I will accept the gift. Okay, so that was a good explanation of how the grades work. So let's summarize, guys. So the first thing is like we have a board with Vanguard Circle and rear guards. We have the deck. They explain Mulligan. The second one, they explained the fight. Well, not really fight. They explained the placing of the creatures, how the turn looks like, and how to ride a Vanguard, how to improve your Vanguard, and how the activated abilities work. So that was pretty good explanation, I think. They touched upon a soul, what a soul is, or like the soul is somewhere there. And now, tutorial 3. Let's begin the battle phase tutorial. So we have Thaves, or Thavas. Sure, let's fight. So as you can see, the board is already set up. We have some creatures here, some pretty cool dragons. Let's go. Attacking is performed during battle phase. Most important factor during the attack is power. Yes. Oh, perfect. So they explain the stats now. So this is power here, 10,000, and it's here as well. So you can always check it out, no problem. You can also probably see it. You can see it on the cards. First, select a unit to attack. With select either your vanguard or rear guard standing in the front row. Units in the back row cannot attack. So basically, just to rephrase, whenever you have units here, they can attack, and those dudes cannot attack at all, right? So same with your opponent, like those guys will be able to attack, those guys in the back will never be able to attack. And I like that I can actually select a specific field here. So let's attack with Vanguard. Let's do it. Let's click select your attacking unit. So I can select one of the front guys that will attack. So let's just quickly, okay, they want me to select the Vanguard. Let's attack with the Vanguard first. So my power here is 10,000. Select the unit to boost with. So back row are boosters, the guys who will add their power to the power of the front unit that attacks. So this guy has 8,000. If I select it as a booster, it will add the power. So basically, yep. Boost can only be done by grade 1 or 0 rear guards. So yeah, a grade 2 and grade 3 cannot boost. But yep, I'm boosting. So my total power at the moment is 18,000. Next, select the target. And I can attack any target in the front row. If I attack this and it dies, then I just destroy the unit and nothing else happens. If I attack Vanguard, the Vanguard will not die if I succeed. The Vanguard will not die, but if I succeed, I deal 1 damage to my opponent. And remember, 6 damage is lethal, right? So I need to have 6 attacks go through, more or less. So let's attack the Vanguard. Well, you attack the units in your opponent's first row. Yep, that's fine. Let's attack the Vanguard with our Vanguard. Okay, so our power 18,000. Yep, the attacking unit and boosting unit will rest at the time unless they stand again. These units cannot attack and boost anymore. Once the subject of the attack has been selected, your opponent may choose to guard. Sure, I will guard with this card. So let's show you how the guard works. So this is a card that he is guarding with. So he had it in his hand. Like, the cards in your hand are your resource as well. It's another resource which is really important, because you can use those cards as guarding cards to use their shield. So every card has a shield, and this card, like, the lower the grade, the better the shield. So 0 grades have 10,000, 1 grade has 5, and then 2 grades have 5, and then 3 grades have 0 shields. So 10,000 shields, which will add to their attack, because when you're attacking to something, their attack is defense. Alright, so basically, shield added. So they had 10,000 attack, and now with the shield that they got here, they have 20,000. Which means my attack does not go through. But, yeah, they're explaining that the attack blah blah blah, sure, but it's still too early to give up. Exactly. Because when I attack with Vanguard, something happens. When Vanguard attacks, the drive check is performed. And this is the most exciting part of Vanguard, of Cardfight Vanguard. And Vanguard Online at the same time. During the drive check, you will reveal the top card of your deck. If there's an icon on the top right corner, the trigger effect will activate. Remember those boxes, like on the zeros, the yellow boxes? Those are the boxes you want to hit during the drive check. So basically, I look at my top card, I show it, and I'm looking for those boxes on the top right corner, which are trigger boxes. So let's see what's up. Drive check, critical trigger. Oh my god, this was so good. Great, you got a critical trigger. So this is the box, right? And this box means I'm getting 5 plus 5,000 attack, which will help me to go through their defense. And also I get extra trigger, extra critical, which means when I hit, I will deal 2 points of damage instead of 1. So let's go with it. That was really good. The trigger has 2 effects. Oh, she basically explains what I just said. I'm just trying to explain what the tutorial tries to explain. Sure, all units deal 1 damage by default, but now it deals 2 damage. Yes, let's add +1 critical to this. I think the important part also is that actually after they spend the defense cards, they cannot add more defense. So he decided to use the card with the shields to add 10,000, and he was like, all right, that's it, I'm done, pass. Which means I have now a drive check, and if I hit the trigger, I know my attack will go through. Because it's not like, oh, you hit the trigger, so I will also spend this 1 more card from my hand. Like, he cannot do it. So it's all in turn. It's like, I select an attacker. I select a booster. I select my target. Then you, with your target, decide if you want to spend cards to add more defense. And after you do that, I have my drive check with my Vanguard. And if I hit the trigger, well, you might be screwed or not, depending on how much you spend on defense. Because sometimes you might think, okay, if I add 10,000, if he hits the trigger, he goes through. So I will add 15,000 to stop the trigger from happening at all. But fortunately for us, we did actually get the trigger. Select the unit to add the trigger. Oh, because, and now it's also important because sometimes you can split the trigger. You can add 5,000 somewhere else, and then critical somewhere else as well. But we obviously want everything on our Vanguard. And so I've added 1 critical. It was 1 here, and now it's 2. And now I'm adding power as well. Right now, your Vanguard has lower power than mine, but by adding 5,000, it's turned around. Yep, absolutely. Yep, let's do it. 5,000, 23,000 power. So much power! Imagine, like in Hearthstone, you only deal like 20 damage or 10 damage with Pyroblast, and you're excited. What if you could deal 23,000 damage? Okay, it's actually 2 damage, but like the power, overwhelming. The card you reveal during drive check will be added into your hand. So it's also good because the card I showed, I'm taking it in my hand. So I will be able to use it during my turn to either play it or maybe spend it as a defense card. You can only drive check once when your Vanguard is grade 2 or lower, but when your Vanguard is grade 3, you will be able to perform twin drive, meaning you will be allowed to drive check. So that's why we're upgrading, guys, because when our Vanguard is grade 3, when it's really good, we actually have like double drive check, which means we show 1 card, add effect, then we show another card, we add effect, so we can get up to 10,000 power, like a lot of great effects, and we also draw 2 cards in the process. Now we get why you want to ride to grade 3 as quickly as possible. Exactly. Your attack went through and hit my Vanguard, then the damage count equivalent to the critical number hits. So this is in my hand right now. And now there is the first damage, and now the second damage. Okay, so we're able to put 2 damage on him, and I believe he has the damage here in the damage zone. Yeah, we can see those cards here. If you pull a trigger, the trigger effect will activate. So basically, when he checks for damage, he can also hit those boxes, right? He can also hit the trigger boxes. And there are different ones. There is 4 of them overall. Like there is a critical one, there is the heal one, which will actually heal the damage if you have more damage than your opponent. And there is also the stand one, which basically readies your unit. And a draw one, so you can also draw an extra card. No trigger? Well then, I take 2 damage. You are 1 step closer to the winning condition of 6 damage altogether. This ends the Vanguard's attack. When 1 attack is finished, the card used to guard will be placed in the drop zone. So basically, the card that he used is now here in the drop zone because you only use the defense for 1 attack. The drop zone is it's like a graveyard. Your battle phase is not yet finished because you still have standing rear guards. Yeah, we have 2 more attacks, guys. This time attack my... What's the name of this? Mazer Gear Dragon, okay. Rear guard on your right boost cannot be done because you have nothing to boost, sure. Okay, so I will attack with my rear guard into this dude. I have 8,000 attack. He has 8,000 shields. No cards in hand, so I know there will be no shenanigans unless. No worries, when both have equal, the attacker wins. This time, the unit is a rearguard, no drive check will be activated. I have no cards to guard with my hand, so I will, yep. Okay, so basically, the important part is that I attack with my guy into his guy. If my guy, if there's like a tie, right, with 8,000 to 8,000, my guy will kill his guy, and my guy will not die, so it's pretty good. And there is no drive check as well, because drive check only happens when I attack with my Vanguard. But, even though he has no cards in hand, like his hand is clear, 0 cards, 2 grades, so 2 grade cards, and that was a 2 grade card, I believe. We can click on it. Oh, no, we can't. The 2 grade card can protect, or like taunt. Well, if it, and then it's like shield adds to the attack, but then if it will just die. So that is probably only for tutorial purposes. When they are not in rearguard, circle in front row, you may guard. Yeah, sure. So now his shield is a bit better, but he used this guy to protect. So like this guy is dead basically, and now I can attack with this guy easy. All right. So with my second rearguard, I attack into this guy. Sure, 8,000, 8,000, that's pretty nice. And I can kill it. So it's also like I could have, like attacking to Vanguard would not do anything because my guy has 8,000 and he has 10,000, and it wouldn't even die. It would just, the attack will go through, nothing happens because I have less attack. So that's pretty cool that it actually, you don't lose the unit. But because I attack, I was able to destroy his stuff, and he has no cards in hand, which means he might have trouble rebuilding his board. He's just drawing 1 card at the start of the turn, and I still have 3 minions, so it's a bit better. It's like a value attack. However, this alone cannot deal damage to your opponent. To deal damage to your attack, you need to hit the Vanguard. There seems to be no units that can attack the battle phase and ends now. Lastly, let me explain what trigger effect is. Okay, there are 4 types of triggers, which I mentioned. So you can see them now. So critical trigger is yellow. There is a stand trigger on the stomach clock gear rabbit, and it readies the unit. So this means, like, let's say I attack with the rearguard, and then I attack with my Vanguard. I hit the stand trigger. I can stand my rearguard and attack with it again in the same combat phase. So it's pretty cool. And some decks actually work around standing them. There's a draw trigger as well, which is a just draw card. Well, also plus 5,000 damage or 5,000, well, power. 5,000 power, which it can be either defense or offense, depending on where are you during the attack phase. And heal, that's also a really nice art. Steam Maiden, Uluru, or Uluru, I think Uluru. You may heal 1 damage, send a card to the drop zone, however your damage must be higher or equal to the opponent, so careful. And those actually, like, heal triggers, guys, are creating the most exciting moments where you have planned everything in your turn to kill your opponent and deal the 6 damage, and he's checking for the 6 damage, and he knows if he hits nothing, then like anything else than the heal trigger, he's dead. And then he hits the heal trigger, he survives, he heals 1, and then he has his own turn, and he maybe can win. So there's like the triggers are the best part of the best and the worst part of Vanguard. I love them. They're like piloted shredders of Vanguard. And they're like always in every deck, and a lot of people do not like them because they do create some RNG-ish situations which you have to play around. But I really like them. However, damage must be higher. Yeah, okay, so I explained that. It was a rather long way here, but once you master the attacks, you are 1 step closer to victory. The tutorial ends here. Oh, this one. Trial deck. Yeah, so I'm getting trial decks for every part I explained. Perfect. That's another trial deck I can try. Blue Cavalry of the Divine Marine Spirits. Sure. And there's one more tutorial for you guys. So let's go for it as well. Special actions, Stride and G Assist. Start. And we are getting what? Faithful Star Messiah. Oh yeah. So this is the last tutorial. Okay. What do we get, guys? What do we get? Here we go into special actions. Each action will bring great power into your fight. And remember that great power, you have to have great responsibility as well, as Uncle Ben used to say. First off, Stride. Okay. Right phase. Actually, I don't know what Stride is. When both you and your opponent's Vanguards rides to grade 3, this will be displayed during the right phase. Okay, so that's new for me. Click stride button. Surprise! Your Vanguard rises to grade 4. What? Oh yeah, okay. So I kind of missed grade 4s because I think I was mostly playing till grade 3. Like grade 3 was the top. But now we have grade 4s as well. And they look a bit different. Okay. Well, that was surprising. So what do we do now? The grade 4 cards are called the G unit and they appear from the G zone. Oh, G. A G zone. And okay. However, however, to call them, you will be required to drop the cards in your hand so that the total grade adds up to 3. Sure. Let's see it. Like I don't see it yet. Now stride to the mystery flare dragon. So what do I have this is a grade 3 dragon I had. He is a grade 3 dragon as well. Select the card to stride. Yes. And I had 1, 2 in my hand. Select your hand to sum up the grade 3 and above. So I will select 1 and 2 and click OK. And oh man, we got a great job striding. What? It has 26,000? 26,000 Vegeta! Or like Vegeta. What is his power level? 26,000. Great job striding. G unit has 3 features. Okay, let's see the features. First, name transfer. The original grade 3 Vanguard is now in the state called Heart. It may acquire the name of this Heart card. This is important because there are abilities that refer to the name of the card. The second and the third feature will reveal when you attack. Okay, sure. So they inherit the name, I believe, and in most cases the cards actually refer to the card name. So that's important. Okay, I was selected to attack. My power is incredible. 26,000 is a lot. And I will attack their Vanguard. They have an okay shield. Yeah, it's like, what? Why is it so powerful? That's right, G-Unit gets the power from the hard cards onto its own power. Oh man, okay. This time, 15,000 but 11,000 equals to 26. This incredible power cannot be guarded easily. Well, I do agree. So basically, it got power from the cards I had in my hand, right? The cards I spent to summon it. Additionally, it holds triple drive, which far exceeds the grade 3 twin drive. So I will be drawing and showing 3 cards, which is quite sick. 3 drive checks. Sure, let's go. First critical trigger, perfect. Select the unit. So basically, it's really nice. It's like in the physical card, we always had trouble with it because people like want to show 3 cards in a row, but it's like always you just want to add the effects first. So now the second. This is a bit over the top, guys. We got a second critical trigger. And now the third is another critical trigger. Okay, so this is almost like a lethal attack here. Adding power, adding criticals, which means we have 41,000 damage. And you can have 3 critical triggers, which means we have 4 critical. Like, if this goes through, and it will be really hard to block it. It's almost like lethal. Like, we deal 4 damage. These powerful grade 4 units have conditions. Oh, do they? Once the turn is over, it returns back into the G zone. Sure. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I spend a lot of resources to have this one super powerful attack. And then if I do not win with that attack, it actually comes back to the G zone. And I'll have to try to get it back with my hand. And obviously, at the moment, I will not be able because I only have like 3 zeros. So it looks good now, but next turn I will not be happy about those cards. The return G unit will be placed facing up and will no longer be able to fight. You may have up to 8 cards in the G zone, so aim for a different card to strike on your next turn. Sure, I'm sure you understood why riding up to grade 3 is important. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So you need to ride to grade 3 and then try to get the grade 4 from the G zone, which is a pretty cool mechanic, I think. Like, it always, like, you will have to kind of know when to play the cards and when to keep the cards in hand to have this super big attack. However, the fortune of the game can be cruel at times. For example, there are times you cannot draw a grade 3 card. Yep, that happens. You're gonna get grade screwed, like mana screwed in Magic. Then G assist step comes into action. Oh, G assist step is done after you draw during the draw phase? Sure. And you have the phases here, so this is like a good reminder of where are we in the turn at all times. And it's cool in Vanguard, like in Hearthstone, that actually it doesn't require a lot of action from your opponent. Like it does require an action during combat, but like most of the time, it's not like they can, like in Magic or in like Warcraft, when they pass priority and stuff. In Vanguard, it's like, okay, it's my turn. I draw a card, I ride, I do my stuff, I move my units, I like call my units, and then like do whatever I want, activate my abilities, and your opponent cannot do almost anything at that point. And then you're like, I attack. And they're like, okay, finally I can do stuff. I will defend. And there's not that much they can do. Unless they have like an activated thing. No, they can only activate it during the main phase. So I think it's all good. Like basically like Hearthstone, you do your stuff, you do your turn. And then when you attack, there is some interaction between you and your opponent because they can guard with specific stuff. But after that, like it's your cleanup and it's all good. And then their turn, you can basically just be like, hey, yeah, what's up? What are you doing, man? The step takes place when your Vanguard is grade 2 or less, and you do not have a single card that is exactly 1 grade higher than your Vanguard in. Oh, so this is really good addition. Like it wasn't possible in the offline game. So basically, if you get grade screwed, if you have a really bad hand that basically loses the game because you cannot you cannot upgrade your Vanguard. They've added some kind of assist. First, you show your hand to your opponent to confirm that there are no previously mentioned cards. Yes, that's really good. I'm showing you my really bad hand. There is nothing in it. 4 cards that they don't want. Then look at the top 5 cards from your deck. Would you like to perform G acids? Absolutely. Here, if there are any cards that are exactly 1 grade higher than your Vanguard, you may add that card in your hand. And my Vanguard was what, like 2? Okay. I guess this is the like I don't want zeros. I want my 3, and that was okay. So I was grade 2, and I was missing my grade 3. Once you add that card in your hand, you will need to pay for that action. How do I pay for it? You will need to remove 2 cards from your hand and 2 cards from your G zone. Sure, that's fine. Can I view my G zone at any moment? I guess I can. Select up to 2 cards to discard from the G zone. I don't know how many cards I have here, but I guess like I have 2 at the moment, so I'll just discard them, sure. Was there my... Okay, I'm not sure where my G zone is yet. A hard choice, nevertheless. It's better than not being able to ride. So I guess like I just discard my 4 grades for a chance to win the game with my 3 grade. But it's a good mechanic. I think it's a really nice addition. The trail ends here. Here is a trial deck for you as a prize. You are now ready to dive into the vast world of Cardfight Online. Oh yes, you may collect cards from the shop and build your very own deck in the deck create then with Cardfight challenge other players around the world. If you have trouble building your deck, please use the trial deck that was given to you as a gift for tutorial completion. It's pre-built for immediate play. Well, then good luck and enjoy the game. Okay, I think the tutorial is really nice, guys. The tutorial is really nice. And I guess today's quests. Okay, so we're on the lobby, close, achieve 1 wins. I think that's possible. Guard 3 times, including intercept, sure. And we have information because we are in the beta, so obviously they want to fix as many things as possible. Okay, so that will be it for today's episode. I think for now the tutorial is pretty cool. There can improve some things, and I'll probably send them some feedback. But overall, I'm super happy that we finally got Cardfight Online because I love the card game. I don't have time for physical Cardfight Vanguard anymore. And you know, sometimes it's not available in your country or there is no group to play. And I even played it online in the very first version when the game got launched. There was like kind of like a pirate game of... well, it wasn't pirate. It's basically a custom-made game where people were playing Vanguard in the lobby, and I had a lot of fun playing it online. So I'm super happy that now we have an official client being supported with all the news and stuff and actually new cards. So that's Cardfight Online, guys. I will be releasing some more videos on it. This video is pretty long, but if you're interested in the game, I hope you're still with me. So thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next episode.